Welcome to EPG Pathshala. I am Dr. Mrinmoy Pramanik. I teach comparative Indian language and literature at the University of Calcutta. Today, we will discuss a module from the paper Indian Aesthetics, and the module is on Jainendra Kumar and his contribution to Indian aesthetics. Before discussing Jainendra Kumar, let us talk few words about the background of the history of Hindi literature. Then it will be more easier to us to situate Jainendra Kumar and his thoughts in the history of the literature. We all know that Hindi is one of the major Indian languages and it is a modern Indian language. It is not only the mother tongue of a large population of India, but it also serves as a medium of communication among the non Hindi speakers in India. For thousands of years, Hindi has given birth to gifted writers and poets who have set a benchmark in the Indian literary tradition. The beauty of Hindi literature is based on the mystic poetry of Kabir and Malik Muhammad Jaisi in the magnanimous religious epic of Tulsidas, the devotional songs created by Surdas, and also in the profoundly good literature written by many other writers. Hindi is one of the Indo-Aryan languages spoken in the northern belt of India. It was earlier a dialect mainly spoken by the Aryans in the areas of Afghanistan, Punjab, Sindh, Western Gangetic Plain, and Kashmir between 1500 to 1200 BC. From this literary dialect developed a more refined form which was exclusively meant for the uses of Brahmin. This came to be known as Sanskrit, which became the language of the Vedas. Sanskrit was not meant for the common people, but remained under the shadow of only upper caste literate Brahmins. Everybody or the common mass didn't have access to Sanskrit. So, all the philosophical knowledge, epistemology, religious knowledge, and the high literature were beyond the touch of the common people or the mass of India, as these were written in Sanskrit. But Sanskrit also underwent transformations. When the Aryans had settled in the plains of North India, they began mingling with the earlier inhabitants of the land. This resulted is the birth of other languages, one of them being Prakrit. Prakrit eventually became the language of the masses, and interestingly, the one of the first anthology of Indian poetry was made in Prakrit language, that is Gaha Satyasai. Almost 700 poems or gathas were collected in this anthology, and those gathas were written by the common people, and those gathas were written for the common people. Now, this happened around 500 BC. Prakrit was received positively by the perceptors of Buddhism and Jainism. And because of the Buddhist and Jainese monks and the literary practitioners, we can observe a richness in growth and development of Prakrit literature, what actually belongs to the common people of India. Uh, Now, the perceptors of Buddhism and Jainism, because they wanted to reach out to the common people to propagate their teachings. Pali, the dialect of Magadha, also acquired an importance because it was adopted by Buddhist or the Mahavira. Gradually, Prakrit morphed itself to Apabhramsha, which was viewed as a vulgar tongue by the Sanskrit scholars. Apabhramsha gradually was adopted by wide number of communities in Daden, India. Thus, the earliest period of Hindi can be traced back to 760 AD to 1500 AD. Chand Bardai issued in with his Burdic poetry and a renowned work of his Prithviraj Raso, which was one of the ancient narrative poem written in any modern Indian language. Hindi literature includes literature in the various Indo-Aryan languages which have writing system. It is broadly classified into four prominent periods based on the date of production, and the periods are the Veer Gathas, poems extolling brave warriors from 11th to 14th century, Bhakti era poems or devotional poems from 14th to 18th century, Riti or Sringar poems or poems of Romans 18th to 20th century, and the Adhunik literature, the modern literature 20th century onwards. Now let us talk about Veer Gatha. Literature of Adikal was developed in the regions of Kannauj, Delhi, Ajmer, stretching up to central India. Prithviraj Raso, an epic poem written by Chand Bardai, is considered as one of the first work in the history of Hindi literature. He was a court poet of Prithviraj Chauhan and the famous ruler of Delhi and Ajmer during the invasion of Muhammad of Ghor. Jaichand, the last ruler of Kannauj, belonging to the Rathore Rajput clan, gave more patronage to Sanskrit literature than the local dialects. However, after Prithviraj Chauhan's defeat in the Second Battle of Tarai, many literary works belonging to this period were destroyed by the army of Muhammad Ghaur. Very few scriptures and manuscripts from this period are available, and their genuineness is also doubted. Now let us have a brief discussion about Bhakti Kal. The medieval Hindi literature is marked by the influence of Bhakti movement and composition of long epic poems. Awadhi and Braj Bhasha were the dialects in which literature was developed. The main works in Awadhi are Malik Muhammad Jaisi's Padmavati or Padumavat and Tulsidasa's Ramcharitmanas. It is noteworthy here that Malik Muhammad Jaisi's Padumavat was very much renowned in that time in medieval India, and it was rendered in different other modern Indian languages like Sayyid Alaul of Bengali literature adapted the Malik Muhammad Jaisi's Padumavat into Padmavati. The major works in Braj dialect are Tulsidasa's Vinaya Patrika and Surdasa's Sur Sagar. Bhakti poetry had two schools, the Nirguna school, the believers of a formless god or an abstract name, and the Saguna school, or the believers of a god with attributes and worshippers of Vishnu's incarnations. This Bhakti movement not only influenced or brought radical changes in Hindi literature, but it influenced the literatures of medieval India, from southern part to northern part, from eastern part to western part, and the main essence, the original essence of medieval Indian literature can be found, can be traced with the theoretical understanding of Bhakti movement and Bhakti philosophy. Now let us talk few words about Riti Kavya Kal. In the Riti Kavya or Riti Samagra Kavya period, the erotic element became predominant in the Hindi literature. This era is called Riti, meaning procedure, because it was the age when poetic figure and theory were developed to the fullest. But this emphasis on poetry theory greatly reduced the emotional aspects of poetry, the main characteristics of the Bhakti movement and the actual content of the poetry became less important. The total emphasis was given to the Sringa Rasa, that is, the physical beauty of Krishna and Radha. And this Sringa Rasa was found not only in the medieval Hindi literature but also in medieval Bengali literature, Assamese literature, and many other Odia literature, Maithili literature, and many other literatures of India. Their love, Krishna's pranks with the gopis became the lead topics, and the literary works used to revolve around them. And all these myths were adapted and existed through the oral culture in almost all the parts of India. And now we can have a brief introduction about Adhunik Kal, or the age of colonial modernity. In 1800, the British East India Company established Fort William College at Calcutta. The college president J.B. Gilchrist hired professors to write books in Hindustani. The person who brought realism in the Hindi prose literature was Munshi Premchand, who is considered as the most revered figures in the world of Hindi fiction and progressive movement of Hindi literature, Urdu literature, and the influence of progressive movement in other Indian literature. That Premchand was the one of the prominent figure of progressive movement in the history of Indian literature. Before Premchand, the Hindi literature revolved around fairy or magical tales, entertaining stories and religious themes. Premchand's novels have been translated into many other tongues. Now, let us come to our main topic to discuss about Jainendra Kumar. Till now, we have a brief discussion about the history of Hindi literature, which will help us to situate Jainendra Kumar in the history and which will help us to understand the philosophical thoughts of Jainendra Kumar. Agya, a renowned writer of the Prayogvad period, wrote the following about Jainendra Kumar in his preface to Kumar's Tag Patras translation. And Agya said about Jainendra Kumar that Jainendra Kumar appeared on the literary horizon in 1929, his first published work being a book of short stories. This was followed shortly after by a novel, Parakh, or The Criterion, which won immediate recognition from critics as well as from the general public, and was also awarded the Hindustani Academy Prize. Thereafter, the author's rise to prominence was phenomenal, and within a few years, he was probably the most talked of figure in Hindi literature, not only because of the high literary quality of his subsequent work, but also and possibly more on account of the disturbing originality of his creative outlook. His thought, his story material, his characters, even his language was provokingly different, and each new novel seemed to define more clearly a philosophy that was in startling contrast with the nationalistic aspirations current at the time. Jainendra Kumar was an influential Hindi writer of 20th century. He explored the human psyche in novels such as Sunita and Tagapatra. In his work, he explored the tensions implicit in the human relationships and showed deep understanding and sympathy for human motivational values, psyche, and ethics. His characters spoke volumes just by the subtle language which he used to weave around them. During his period, Jainendra Kumar and Bhagwati Charan Verma Aggeo were viewed as prominent Hindi individualistic writers. That is the reason Kumar's works obviously were tinted with psychological philosophies and autobiographical elements. It is widely accepted that Jainendra Kumar was the one who gave birth to the psychological novels in Hindi. Jainendra Kumar at first broke Premchand's tendency of narrative form. In his novels, the storyline is limited. He seeks only to draw the character's mental state. In today's world, only a few people go into the depth of the mind. Jainendra Kumar is more interested in minuteness in place of bulkiness. In Jainendra's novels, picturization of place, time, and the environment is not generally found. The environment is picturized only in the form of symbol. Symbols are made use of in most of the time. The individualist philosophy is there in the novels of Jainendra Kumar. Um, Ila Chandra Joshi and other psychological novelists, their philosophy is born out of mixing of the Western and Indian philosophies. Among the best novels of Jainendra Kumar include Sunita, Tagapatra, Kalyani. The names of Jayavardhan, Parak may be mentioned among his other important and famous novels. Let us look at three of his famous novels one by one. Sunita. The story of Sunita is brief. Srikant lives with his wife Sunita. Sunita is talented and beautiful. One day, Srikant brings home his revolutionary friend Hari Prashanna. Srikant asks his wife to please Hari Prashanna. On that day, after telling Sunita to concentrate on Hari Prashanna, Srikant goes out. Without any interest of her own, Sunita comes close to him. Hari Prasanna wants to enjoy her. When Sunita goes naked after removing her clothes one after another, Hari Prasanna detaches and stands up. Later, leaving her at home by any means, he goes away. The depression of Hari Prasanna is shown in the novel. Hari Prasanna is a revolutionary, but he is much depressed inside, weak and broken. There is vast difference between his external and internal. The writer enters into his unconscious mind and finds that there is need of treatment for his depression. Srikant makes arrangement of his depression in order to remove the sexual depression inside Hari. He directs his own wife. Now, this narrative of this novel, theme of this novel, makes us to remember Tagore's Ghare Baire or Home and the World. We can have a comparative study of the theme of these two novels. Now let us talk about Tagapatra. Tagapatra was published in 1937. It is a much talked about and very popular novel by Jainendra Kumar. In this novel also there is the influence of Gandhian philosophy. As Sunita, it is also a woman character based novel. The self-infliction of its heroine Mrinal is the source of the novel's subsistence. The central character Mrinal is a girl from a respected family. She lost her parents when she was a child, and her elder brother is her guardian. She is sent to school. She is naughty and restless. She falls in love with Sheila's brother. Therefore, her sister in law beats her. She is married to a middle aged man. One day, she told her husband about her pre marriage love affairs for which she was thrown out of the house. And henceforward, the sorrowful life of Mrinal starts. After being deserted by her husband, she wanders from place to place. She also stays with coal traders even after being aware of that affair was not fair. After receiving the information about her miseries, her nephew, Judge Pramod, arrives to take her, but she refuses to go with Pramod and accepts the sorrowful life. The common readers can easily support Mrinal's decision. It seems that Mrinal herself has chosen the life of sufferings. If she had wanted, she could fight with the situations, but the writer did not expect it. He has presented his view and philosophy through the medium of Mrinal's character. Suffering was not the fate of Mrinal, because if she had wanted, perhaps she could get relief from these situations. There was also possibility to make the character of Mrinal memorable by producing her as a brave and powerful woman character. However, through the medium of Mrinal, the writer discloses the social discrepancy, and we can understand that from these two novels that the idea of Jainendra Kumar's the literariness found in Jainendra Kumar's literature, that the Jainendra Kumar's literature is very much domestic. He tried to observe the domesticity in different ways and the condition of women in the patriarchal modern society, and how women can emerge as a symbol of power from that patriarchal structure of the society. Now let us talk about Kalyani. The third significant novel by Jainendra Kumar is Kalyani. Kalyani is a novel written in autobiographical form. Vachak, an advocate, is a character of this novel. The leading characters of this novel are Kalyani and Dr. Asrani. Besides, there are lesser important characters like Dr. Bhatnagar, Advocate Sahab, Sridhar, Premier Rai Sahib, Dev Lalidhar, etc. Kalyani is an educated and well cultured woman. She has done her physician's course in Britain. She had affairs with a youth in Britain, but it did not end in marriage. When she arrives in India, Dr. Asrani brings allegation against her that she was characterless but married her at the end. Their married life was not successful. Kalyani does not accept the bondage of conservative life, but Asrani is traditionalistic and suspicious. He accepts Kalyani only as a means of producing money. As a result, Kalyani has to endure both physical and mental sufferings in the whole life. Finally, she passes away one day. Jainendra Kumar has explained the character of Kalyani in a psychological way. In the life of a woman, love is an essential part. When Kalyani is deprived of love from her husband, she tries to find the same in other men. But after being frustrated, she loses interest in life. She makes herself responsible for all that. Kalyani becomes victim of mental dispute, tension, and baseless delusion. All these are signs of the disease called neurosis. Kalyani also suffers from sensitivity of death. The image of death is always there in her mind. The tendency of Thanatos established by Freud is fully applicable in Kalyani's character. She neither could become an ideal wife nor an ideal doctor in her life. Now let us talk about Jainendra Kumar's contribution to Indian aesthetics and the thoughts on beauty. Jainendra Kumar wrote immensely on the on his concept of beauty, or he studied the Indian aesthetics, he analyzed Indian aesthetics, he studied contemporary literature and tried to find the aesthetic thought and the changing notion of beauty from the practice of modern Indian literature, especially modern Hindi literature. In his discussion, he brought multifaceted views on beauty, and he, according to him, beauty is not restricted on any particular piece of literature, or beauty is not emerged from the words or poetry only, but he has seen beauty in greater way from greater study of literary text and the literary history, literary movements, etc. A famous text written by him is Sahitya Ka Shreya and Prayer, which very specifically talks about Jainendra Kumar's idea of Indian aesthetics. To write or to theorize Indian aesthetics or modern Indian aesthetics or his own thought about beauty, Jainendra Kumar actually adapted many thoughts, and he was influenced very much by the Tagore, especially Tagore writings on Sahitya, and essays like Shahityer Tatparjo and writings like this. So Jainendra Kumar has Tagore has immense influence on Jainendra Kumar, especially the theory of literature. What is made in Jainendra Kumar's text like Shahitya Ka Shreyo or Preyo is directly influenced by Tagore. Now, for having greater discussion about Jainendra Kumar's aesthetics and his thought on literature and literary theories, you can consult the e-text provided here. Now, let us conclude our discussion. In Sunita, Jainendra Kumar focused more on the plot than the development of the character, as Theo Damstricht remarks. In most of these stories, the narrator is clearly present and there is an emphasis on actions, plot, and climax that is lacking from the psychonarration stories. While character-bound focalization is found in scattered individual passages only. But he changes his style in his next novel, Tagapatra. He integrates the plot and shows its effect on the characters skillfully. The novel depicts the required impossibility and confusion of moral judgment in its highly compressed narrative of a beloved aunt of Judge Pradeep who slips down the moral and social scale by leaving the household to live with a low-caste man. In Jainendra Kumar's works, importance was always given to the psychological state of the characters. He portrayed that state so skillfully. The Hindi novel writing witnessed a shift from the presentation of the external world and its and its conflict to the psychoanalysis and stream of consciousness that was pioneered by Jainendra Kumar. Through this discussion, we understood the literary contribution of Jainendra Kumar, and we tried to bring out the literary thought and the theory which can be formed with the study of literature of Jainendra Kumar. The aesthetics part, we have mentioned about Shahitya Ka Shreyo and Preyo, which is very remarkable essay, what shows his aesthetic thought and his influence of Tagore's on him. And to have a better reading and elaborated reading on Jainendra Kumar's aesthetic and theoretical thoughts of literature, you can find the e-text. Thank you.